See how Brett's doing tonight. See what's on Brett's mind. Is
Look
what's
at
up, Brett?
me! Look at me being able to unmute myself right away. How
I'm
you
loving
doing,
it,
buddy?
Brett. I'm loving it, Brett. Very good, sir. Very good.
I'm in a good mood. I was stuck in bed for 3 days in nerve pain, and then now I'm feeling really really good. And I had a question for you, buddy.
Yeah, man.
I pretty much only watch comedies, like series comedies, like not some sitcoms. But what are your favorite? Do you watch comedies?
Oh yeah, yeah. You talking about series, television series, comedies? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been watching. I watch Letterkenny, this great show coming out of Canada about like small town Canada, and it's absolutely hilarious. The dialogue is fantastic.
I'm
Uh,
already laughing.
oh yeah, no, Letterkenny is one of the best written shows and performance. Each one's like a half hour long, and they only do maybe like 6-8 episodes a season, but absolutely brilliant. Um, Brilliant all around. Same with I watch a lot What We Do in Shadows. The It's called Letterkenny. But also I watch What We Do in Shadows, the spin-off from that film. Was it Taiki Watiki? Pardon me if I mispronounce his name. The show that's based on the kind of mockumentary that he did. Another great show for contemporary comedy.
Well, I got some homework because I don't just talk the talk. I walk the walk. I'm gonna check these out. My favorite is Seinfeld,
Mm.
Arrested Development, just the first three seasons. Veep.
Hmm.
I don't. Did you watch Veep?
I've caught a few times. I've caught some episodes here and there. You know, she's great. The lead actress in that is fantastic.
Did you note that she had cancer between seasons? I think 5 and 6, and so they took a year and a half off, and
Mm.
then she came back. Um, it's just amazing. How our bodies can fight these things away.
Truly is. You're talking to someone who I recently had COVID last week, which was my first time ever getting COVID. I was very disappointed in myself. I was hoping I was going to make it through without ever catching it. Uh,
I might have got it. I just wouldn't have known because I lay in bed in agony anyway.
mm.
So, like, I could have got it. Like, I was still bowling. I was still doing 12-inch softball. Slapping hands and stuff. And I live in Florida, so they kind of encouraged us to be idiots. But you know, I just thank you for what you've done for me.
Mm.
These things just they make me feel good, and
Yeah,
I'm a sad person, but I'm playing basketball again,
there it
and I
is.
live in Chicago, and you and your dad just really I'll go, but you're just inspiration because you tell the truth, and
Oh, thank
you're
you.
not afraid of getting canceled.
Well, it's not about not afraid of getting canceled. It's just you recognize that everything that you say, there's consequences to it, and so you try to do your best to think about what you're going to say before you say it. Doesn't mean you're perfect, but you do your best, and you try to be entertaining for folks at the end of the day. But no, man, I mean, the beauty of it's amazing to me. One of the things I love most about what I've been able to be blessed enough to do over the last 10 years of my life, whether from conspiracy theory to watching the Hawks to now, um, is that interaction with an audience. And like you said, being able to bring someone a little bit of joy, a little bit of insight. uh, I know I've always said I don't want people to think like me. I just want to make people think. And whether that's through film or that's through talking politics or whatever it might be, we need more of that. And it warms my heart knowing that I'm able to provide people a little bit of entertainment. And so thank you, Brett, very
and
much for
and
saying that.
listen, last thing, you and your dad are and I try to do this. You guys will say I don't know. There's too many people that will not say I don't know about the things, right? I like
Right. Oh yeah.
why can't we say I don't know? It
It
doesn't
it
make you
boggles my
weak.
mind. It boggles my mind because look, nobody's an expert. You can
Nope.
be brilliant at certain things. You can have a brilliant intelligence or an expertise on certain things, of course. But it's okay to say I don't know. It's okay. No one ever has to this demand that we all have to be perfect and that we all have to have an answer to everything. I mean, politicians you see do it all the time. I mean, they're the masters of if you ask a politician a question they don't know the answer to, they'll usually answer a question they do know the answer to, even though it had nothing to do with what you originally asked them. The key is to say I don't know. Jesse did that in the debate, and when he was running for governor, they asked him something. He said I don't know, but I'll do my best to find out. There's nothing wrong with that. There's
People
nothing wrong
running
with that.
against Trump, people keep asking what makes you different, and one guy's like, "I'm Trump, but I'm Trump 2.0." Like I don't know who this guy was, but like Trump MAGA 2.0. Like I'm like the Republican Beto O'Rourke. Like I'm gonna skateboard and be really cool. I don't know who this guy was, but he's running for president.
Well, I mean, the nature of debate in this country has fallen. Look, it's great having, like, the country's built on the idea that everybody can run for office if you pass a certain age requirement and you're a citizen. And that's great. No one should ever take anything away from that. We shouldn't change that. But one thing that we've seen in recent years, whether it be Trump or on both sides of the spectrum, of both sides of the political spectrum, is there's almost a weird level of celebration of idiocy going on. And saying that you don't know something is good. It shows that you're intelligent about it and you're going to go try to find out. At the same time, just running your mouth and saying whatever stupid damn thing comes into your head and you think somehow that makes you brilliant or that makes you popular or whatever, or telling people what they want to hear rather than the truth. Um, that's really taken hold over the last few years in our political system, and that's a dangerous thing. We shouldn't just celebrate people because they're crazy. We shouldn't just celebrate people because they tell us what we want to hear, regardless if it's the truth or not. We have to we owe ourselves to demand a better class of politician. Doesn't mean that they have to be the smartest person in the room, but they at least have to have a level of honesty to what they're saying, and you have to know that this person's trying to do right by you, not themselves. And I wrote a piece a while back on Substack, talking about the basis of this country right now. The tragic aspects of this country is that right now we're celebrating narcissism and greed as if they're virtues. And
How do you bring people together? I mean, music, if you're at a concert, you are filled with a stadium of people that could be completely different when it comes to race, religion, politics, but it doesn't matter because you all love that same you know artist. Why
mhm.
can't we all love America and and be respectful of each other?
Well, we have to get out of this idea that our America is the only America. you know
Amen.
the problem right now is that everybody's so locked into their belief system and so narrow-minded within that belief system that they can't look past their nose despite their face, and we've gotten into this idea now that somehow my version of America is the only version of America, and if you don't agree with me on that version, then something's wrong with you, or you're evil, or you're whatever. you know uh, we need to start stepping back and saying, wait a minute, the idea of this country, at least the it's never been this way, but the idea of what we're trying to reach is that it's representative of all different types of peoples and cultures and belief systems, and that because we represent all different types of these cultures and belief systems, that everybody gets a certain say. It doesn't mean you're going to win all the time. It doesn't mean that your belief system is going to make it all the time, or is going to be what's going to is what's going to be the prevailing ideology. But you hope that at the very least you get a bed of different viewpoints for every problem that comes up. So that way, hopefully, within all of those different viewpoints, you can find solutions that work for everybody.
Brilliant. Have you wrote a book?
Not a nonfiction book. I'm working on a fiction book right now.
Hey, I love that.
Yeah, I love creative writing and I love storytelling. And as Josh can attest, that's been who I've been for a long time in my life. And so I love being able to tell stories and share stories because there's something very beautiful and powerful in the sharing of stories. We can learn from stories. We can feel a little less alone in this dark and twisted world of ours when we know that other people have gone through problems that are similar to ours. That's the whole point of film. In my mind, that's one of the great points of film and television. And when it's done the right way, you can share in the laugh, you can share in a little horror, and ultimately you can say, oh, you know what, the creators behind this, they get it, they understand what I'm going through. I can find some answers here. At least you hope that you can.
Shows have definitely done that to me. I didn't watch movies for 20 years.
I'm sorry, Brett.
I know it was a horrible life. And then my mentor had me start watching, movies that you have to watch, like what's the Scarface,
Yeah.
The Godfather, all the classics. And I'm like, wow, I was missing a whole different world, by not opening my mind up to different things that I subconsciously think I'm not going to like. But I do.
That's a big key, man, is that you got to open your mind up. And storytelling, no matter what format it comes in, that's part of its job, is to allow you to kind of see the world through somebody else's eyes and then relate and have maybe empathy, hopefully at the end of the day, for that person, or see what they're doing wrong. So you could say like, "Ooh, I don't want to be that person." Like let's say look at something like Scarface. No one wants to grow up and be Tony Montana. That's why it had a terrible, horrible, terrible, violent ending.
I also think it's important to be open to stories about something you're not familiar with. And just
Or
because
even,
it's representing somebody doesn't make it bad. Like, that's how you
exactly.
learn. You know,
Yes,
they throw
yes.
wokeness because it's representation, but at the end of the day, like, you talk with somebody, think about the things in your life that hit with you and Jesse and Ty and how they hit. Like, but other people hate it, but it doesn't matter to you because it was impactful to you. Like, that's the end of the day. That's why Jesse does it. That's why Ty does it. You know what I mean? It's impactful. So if I talk with somebody and it impacts them, like, I'm happy. I don't care if it made somebody else mad. I care that it impacted somebody's life in a positive way.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
There you go.
Hey, thanks for coming up, Brett.
Thank you, Ben. I'll talk to you next week.
Definitely, brother. Take care of yourself
I'll be
out there.
down this thing. Big.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Here, we'll get